A very warm good morning to one and all. I welcome all the participants and our guests from Delhi Skill and Entrepreneurship University to this workshop. We'll be taking the attendance towards the end of this workshop and request you to stay with us till the end. Dear participants, we are meeting today to brief you about the online competition in 4 skills of Delhi Skill Competition. These skills are cloud computing, mobile application development, ITSSB, web technologies. During this workshop, you will also be told about the competition guidelines in detail, which will help you to understand how to attempt the competition successfully. The online competition is scheduled on Tuesday, 24th August from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. We have already shared a competition detail email which clearly mentions the schedule and the steps on how to attempt the competition. I hope that all of you have received the email. In case if you have not, then please drop a message on the chat box mentioning your name and your skills, and our team will take that up. Dear participants, I am happy to inform that Smalt and Beryl has partnered as a skill partner with Delhi Skill and Entrepreneurship University to conduct the skill competitions. Smalt and Beryl is an IT consulting and product engineering firm which has contributed to Skill India mission in multiple ways. We have worn a hat of technology consultants and have delivered cutting-edge technology solutions to skill ecosystem. Qrencia, India's first skill competition management and preparation platform, is one of such contributions to skill ecosystem. We were chosen by Government of India as national expert for WorldSkills Kazan 2019. I am proud to inform you that our organization played a pivotal role to bag India's first ever silver medal at WorldSkills Kazan 2019. We would also like to thank our partners of Delhi Skill Competition, naming them WorldSkills India, Delhi Skill and Entrepreneurship University, Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, Government of the National Capital Territory of Delhi, National Skill Development Corporation of India, ITS Sector Skill Council NASCOM, Competition Skill Partner Smalt and Beryl, and Technology Partner Qrencia. Dear participants, it's my honor to introduce to you our guest for the workshop, Ms. Ruchi Pareek. A computer science engineer by qualification and an entrepreneur by profession, Ruchi is the co-founder and director of Smalt and Beryl, which provides techno-strategic solutions in the vocational skill space. With over 8+ years of cross-cultural and cross-functional experience in the IT industry, Ruchi has been an architect of several critical technology solutions of national importance, such as Skill India app, Skill Development Management System for the Skill Councils, and many more. These have culminated into digitization of Skill India ecosystem big time. As an entrepreneur, she has strategically positioned her organization to dominate the niche vocational skill space of 2.5 billion edtech industry with her brainchild Qrencia. Qrencia is India's first skill competition management and preparation software. These product and AI-based revolution to digitize preparation and management of skill competition is being used extensively across multiple countries, including India, UAE, Australia, USA, by various schools, colleges, and skill development agencies. Alongside being a technocrat, Ruchi Pareek is also an internationally renowned mentor who has transformed life of over 350 plus undergraduate students by providing personalized guidance for holistic development. For her outstanding contribution as a mentor, Ruchi was awarded with the coveted National Kaushal Acharya Award by Government of India in 2019. At the international stage, Ruchi Pareek is a highly decorated professional who has brought unprecedented fame to India. Felicitated by government of various countries, including UAE and Russia, for her contribution toward digitizing skill competition, Ruchi was selected as an advisory board member of Web Professional Society of USA. For her unparalleled contribution to India's education and skill sector, Ruchi has been awarded several accolades by various organizations, including NASCOM, Skill Council of India for Green Jobs, National Skill Development Corporation of India, and Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, Government of India. Dear participants, Ms. Ruchi is the youngest and the only female entrepreneur of India to represent the country as national expert at the Olympics of Skills, WorldSkills 2019 in Russia, and has orchestrated India's first ever silver medal, an unprecedented achievement which repositioned India amongst the top country in web technology skill. Having said that, I would like to now welcome Ruchi ma'am to the workshop and request her to share her wisdom and motivate the students. Ma'am, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much, Ram. Thank you so much for such kind words. And it's my honor, and I'm really humbled to be here amongst all the participants here. And every time I interact with participants, New Year competitors, it's a different feeling. It's a different excitement altogether, because mind you, all the participants who are here, it is you who are making this journey beautiful and memorable for all of us. What we did, what my role was, is just a part of it, but all the participants who have participated in India Skills and World Skills and World Skills Asia and from across the world, they are the ones who are very instrumental into making these experiences memorable and proud for their country. So as of today, all of you who are here, you have embarked upon this journey to bring some change into your lives and into the lives of people around you, and in a larger objective benefiting your country. Yes, the ones, the soldiers who are there on the borders, yes, they are doing their part in saving their country and bringing the fame to the countries, but each one of us is doing it in a different way, and you all are an equal contributor to it. Giving your services, giving your contribution to this cause is an equally important, and should not be looked at lesser than something what a soldier does when they are like fighting for the country, because you will also be fighting for that number one spot if you happen to represent your country. So every year competitors change, participants change, new skills get added to this India Skills and World Skills journey, but it is your passion and vigor that makes the whole journey and the whole experiences meaningful and memorable for the rest of the life. It, for me, for anyone, for the participant, for your teachers, for the institutes who get associated with you, it is always an honor to witness you people performing there, and it is an exceptional journey. It's a life changing experience. So all of you, just pat on your back, just take a moment and feel this thing that you are about to become a part of something which is highly motivating and rewarding experience in itself. With this thought, with this note, I would like to congratulate you. First of all, I'm really proud to see such a huge number here. In such difficult times when people are struggling for their survival, you people are coming ahead and doing something which is meaningful. Just other than surviving, you are thinking of doing something out of your lives, which is really commendable. And I'm sure with this passion, with this intent, you should be able to do justice with your studies, with your life, personal life and professional life ahead. With this thought, now I would request Ram to take us to the next slide, and we will talk more about the world skills and India skills. So World Skills is an organization which was formed with the desire to fill the skill gap which was analyzed, which was felt because of the Second World War. The economies struggled a lot because of that Second World War, and with that Second World War, the need was felt that something of a sort we should do, where the focus should be on the vocational skills, the focus should be on training the skilled manpower. So with that intent, the World Skills Organization was formed. Initially, the name was Technical Vocational Organization, and then it got renamed to World Skills Organization. The competition, World Skills organization conduct various competitions, various projects, various conferences with an endeavor to bring young professionals and to make them empowered so they can contribute to their economies of their countries, and in turn benefit the world economy. So that was the whole intent of bringing World Skills as an organization. And as a part of that, they conduct different competitions, they take different projects, they sponsor different projects, they conduct conferences across the world. As we speak today, World Skills has more than 83 member countries, which covers around 2/3 of world's population, and they strive to make this number, the associated member with WorldSkills, around 100 million about by 2030. So that is the intent and the objective of WorldSkills. Last WorldSkills competition, which was the 45th WorldSkills competition, it was held in Kazan, Russia. And in that competition, around 1,300 participants took place across 56 skills. It was a grand competition. And India, first time in WorldSkills, showed the best performance ever. India stood 13th amongst the rank of the total countries who participated. I believe all of you understand this word medal tally now that we have seen Olympics happening. So similarly in WorldSkills also we have that medal tally, and India was 13th on that rank. And India could manage that rank by scoring one gold medal for water technologies, proud moment for our country, silver medal in web technologies, 2 bronze medal, one in graphic design and the other one in jewelry making, and 15 medallion of excellences. Medallion of excellences shows that your performances lie under top 10 of the countries who are participating. The next WorldSkills competition is going to happen in Shanghai. The name is WorldSkills Shanghai, and it is going to take place from 12th to 17th of October in 2022. Now, every country who participates in this WorldSkills competition comes with their own journey of preparation. When India participates into WorldSkills, they prepare their candidate with a process. It's a year-long process, and it starts from district level competitions, then they conduct the states, then they conduct regionals, and so on. Because of this pandemic, the process has slowed down a little, but still India is doing their best to bounce back with the same vigor and passion and show the world that India is the actually skill capital of the world. Last IndiaSkills competition, more than 27 states and union territories participated across 46 skills. So the India's entourage which went there in WorldSkills and 45th WorldSkills competition in Kazan was the largest ever. That was the maximum number of participants India took to the WorldSkills ever in the history. Now, this year, India is also planning to participate in WorldSkills Shanghai. The process of selecting the candidates this year has changed a little bit because of the current situation that we all are in. Right now, we are here because you all have registered for the state competition for Delhi. In a Delhi skill competition, there are 4 IT related skills which are going to take place on 24th, as Ram mentioned. Those 4 skills are cloud computing, IT software solution for business, web technologies, and mobile application development. India's rank, like I mentioned, was 13th out of 63 participant countries in WorldSkills Kazan, and I'm sure with all of your participants and your passion and your intent, we should be able to bring it at least in top 10 this time. With this information, I would quickly like to show you a glimpse of how India could manage to score that 13th rank in WorldSkills. Let's take you to a glimpse which will give you a fair idea as to how India performed in WorldSkills Kazan.
और 2019 आप सब प्रस्थान करें, सफल हो, इस कामना के साथ बहुत बहुत सबको नमस्कार, सबको शुभकामनाएं, धन्यवाद।
Welcome to Kazan. Welcome to Russia.
One of you is a champion. Savor every moment. And of course, enjoy yourselves.
Please welcome India!
по стандарту WorldSkills объявляю открытым.
Welcome to the closing ceremony of WorldSkills Kazan.
Спасибо Татарстану, спасибо Казани.
Boys and girls, every time I see this video, I get goosebumps. Believe me, I have seen this video a million times and I can watch it a million times more and I will still have the same sentiments because I have lived that journey. And I'm sure all of you would also have gone a little motivated and would have thought that what it takes to be there, how can we reach there? And not just reaching there, making that experience count, in your lives and in for your country also. So there are few tips and tricks around it, and for as many experts you would like to meet, they all will come down to the same things. I'm making a statement here. Don't perceive it otherwise. See, beyond the point, everyone is good in the technical skills, so to say, in whatever skills you're participating. Because the participants who are coming in WorldSkills competition are the best of their countries. So what is that differentiating factor which makes a participant a winner and which makes the other participant just another participant? So there are certain different factors or characteristics which are, again, I would call skills because they are learnable. You can learn them, you can train yourself for them. And those skills are something which are less spoken about. We would like to call them soft life skills, or people refer to them in common parlance as soft skills. But soft skills is very well misunderstood as communication and English speaking. It's not that. It is the substance one has inside them. It is the attitude you possess towards that journey, towards the commitment you are making for this skill and for yourself. The commitment, it's not you are making some commitment for the country, you're making that commitment to yourself that this is the journey I have embarked upon and I will make that journey count and I will make that experience meaningful come what may. And those traits, those skills as we call, some of them are mentioned here on your screens. Those are learnable skills, but they don't come overnight. Sachin Tendulkar was not built in a day. He practiced, and even when he became Sachin Tendulkar, he practiced before every match. So those skills, that perseverance, that passion to, whenever in such situation, you can't even imagine the pressure. Every participant there is the best of their country. They are working around you, heads down on their job. You can see that their work you might perceive that is better than yours, probably you are lacking, you're short of time. How do you keep yourself in a state where you can give your best performance is what matters. And in order to do that, these things are required. First and foremost thing which I talk about is self awareness. See, knowing what bothers you is very, very important so that you can deal with it. I'm not saying label yourself as to, okay, this is my weakness, this is my strength. No, if you know something, you have the chances to cure it, right? When you go to a doctor, the first thing they do is identify the disease. They just don't label you as to you are sick. They want to cure you. So if you have that intent that you want to fix something, then knowing something is very, very important. Knowing yourself and knowing your surroundings. Everyone who goes there, it is their life changing experience. They make the friends of their life, because the people who are coming there, they have gone through so much in the process of learning that they have transformed their personalities. And those personality transformations happen every day, every second, not just one time, you know. And even for your technical skills also, you can't just learn it once and then you will know it forever. It is something you do it every day, you practice every day, you practice every second, because there is always a scope of improvement. Few things like time management, being receptive to feedback, and this is something which the candidates in your generation, uh, I would not say that you don't have it, probably you don't have the need for it, you know. But when you reach there, you have the need for it. You will get to these traits later in your life when things become a little challenging for all of us. But somebody who can realize these things early on, spot them early on, and imbibe them into themselves, can actually enjoy the whole process. They can feel the change in themselves, and they feel rewarded from within more than, if you start doing all these things, the people around you will start telling you, you know what, you have changed. And change is a subjective word, but I believe change for good. So decision making during pressure situation, the first thing that is there, the first thing that gets impacted when you are in a crisis situation, when you are in a stressful situation, is your decision making ability. You tend to make wrong decisions. And as there is a quote, you are a person is what the choices they make, the decisions you make in difficult situations is what carves your personality, what makes you a person. So you train yourself to make right decisions at the right time from today, even when the stakes are not higher, so that your brain knows that I have done it a million times, I can do it today. That's all about how do you say that you can perform well in a stressful situation, in a competition? It's just about training. Why do people train themselves? Because your brain tends to fear something which they don't know. There is a fear of unknown. So if you know these things, if you do them on a daily basis, it will like a routine work for you, and you'll not be scared, and you will give your best performance there. We will talk about these things in detail as and when we go along onto this journey of IndiaSkills, whenever we get to talk about boot camps or trainings. But for now, all of you who are even participating for the state levels, just make a note of all these things and spend some time on these attributes which are here, because these attributes are like agile mindset is written on the bottom of your screen. Why do we call agile mindset? Because if you are rigid, if you are not flexible, then you are not moldable. And if you are not moldable, because situations will change. We say that for the frameworks in our skill, like JavaScript, that every day there is a new framework. And if you have to adapt to those technologies, you have to be flexible. You cannot say that I learned a technology in 1980s and I will work on it forever. And that goes for the life skills also. Even life skills change with the context, with the situation, with the generations. No right and wrong. It's just how relevant they are in that moment. And in order to stay relevant technically and personally, you have to keep on working on yourselves. All the best, everyone. On this note, I would like to give this food for thought to all of you. Just spend some time on these things. Think about them. We will talk about them in detail whenever we get chance. All the best to everyone. And I'm sure you all will be your best. And like I said in the beginning, every time I get a chance to interact with you participants is when I realize what we had created last time. And I'm really looking forward to create another memory going forward. All the best, everyone.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It has motivated me, and I'm sure the students are really motivated and they have taken their bites of learning and they will implement while they are being a part of such grand competition. Dear participants, now I will hand over the next part of the presentation to my colleague Priyanka. She is also the skill expert for the Delhi Skills Competition, and she will be walking you through the details of the competition in terms of how to attempt the competition and the other details. So Priyanka, over to you.
Thank you, sir. Before introducing to the skills to all the participants, I would like to congratulate to all the participants for coming so far to the state competition, and there is a long way to go. I'm sure every one of you felt to be there in that video getting medals for yourself. So let us grab this opportunity to start the journey towards that dream. And let us start today. I will share the details of a state level competition for every skill and what is coming your way on 24th of August. So, and let us start with that. So I'll be starting with the skill cloud computing, and we'll be taking up all the questions at the end of this session. And I would request all the participants of cloud computing to write down their name in the chats now. For cloud computing, every participant will be given a problem statement. So problem statement will be a defined problem where, for example, each of the student will get a problem like there is an organization which have to go from their infrastructure. They have to move from on-premises to a cloud infrastructure. So as part of that, you will have to do certain tasks. For example, you will have to build a physical architecture diagram for the infrastructure. So you have to think about what is the best possible solution for the problem that will be given by the organization. So you'll have to come up with that. You'll have to think through it. Then coming to the next part, you'll also have to design the infrastructure to support the application deployment. So you'll have to use the launch templates and the load balancer for that. As well as talking about the platform that you'll be using AWS and the services for it. I think you all are aware about it. Also, as part of this problem statement, you'll have to take care of so every application has a certain database, and their data are collected somewhere. So you'll have to create the database instances, and as well as you'll have to take care of the security of the application that you will be migrating, or for which you will be creating the infrastructure. So you should be able to understand that you should be able to implement that, how to secure an application by implementing a private subnet or any other which is applicable there. As well as you will have to make the application scalable using auto scaling groups in case the user load increases. So you'll have to understand the problem statement, and then you will have to understand that what is the logical and correct way of building that infrastructure. What is the requirement of the organization as per the problem statement. So after understanding that, you will have to create, again I'm repeating, you will have to create the infrastructure diagram. You will have to design the infrastructure to support the deployment. You'll have to also create the database instances, as well as how to secure the complete application infrastructure, as well as how can if a user wants to make the application scalable, so how can we do that. So this is something that will be given in the problem statement. So you should read the problem statement very carefully during the time of competition. as well as now moving to the marking scheme. So marking scheme is something which talks about the parameters on which basis you will be judged. So from the state level competition, you will be judged in a defined parameters, so that accordingly the feedback can be given to each of the participant, that on which parameters you have to work upon, what are the weak areas of yours, and what are the strengths on which you can work and go ahead with. So talking about cloud computing, you will be first of all is you will be judged that how logically you have placed all the setup for infrastructure, how you have conceptualized the infrastructure design, and also the network management, how you are implementing the security part, how you are taking care of the security of infrastructure, as well as placing the IAM roles to provide the security. So these are all the things that will be judged. So you should be provide a solution in cloud computing. You should be able to provide a solution which is effective and secure, and as per the requirement of the organization, or I would say as mentioned in the problem statement. So this is what you will have to do in cloud computing. As part of implementing the solution for cloud computing, you should have the software as listed on the screen. You should have WinRAR, as the problem statement that will be given will be in a zip format. I will tell you in detail further. So you should have WinRAR on your system. You should have PuTTY-Gen. You should have FileZilla on your system, and also Google Chrome, the browser, should be there on your systems. So you should be ready with these. You should install and configure these software beforehand, before the date of competition only. Now moving on to the next skill, that is mobile applications development. So in mobile applications development, again, it is very important for each of the participant in whichever skill you are. You should read the problem statement very carefully and understand what problem statement says, that what is required to be done in the problem as per the given problem statement. So that is also very important, and with this your reading skill will also improve, which is very much required if you want to go into the WorldSkills, so that you don't miss on anything. So for mobile application development, you will have to build an Android application, and mainly the user interface of the mobile application. In that part, you will also have to use the APIs. So we will be providing you the APIs, already built APIs, and you should be able to use those APIs to fetch the information or to submit the information, and you should be very well aware that how to use APIs with Android application. As well as there will be tasks given in the problem statement, where you will have to write the SQL queries. What is the best way to get that information that will be asked in the problem statement. So for example, you can be given a problem statement for to build an application for to get all the users registered for corona vaccine. Right, so such an application you will have to build, and for that you will have to perform certain tasks. So read the problem statement carefully, and then go for execution of the application. And now coming to the parameters on which you will be judged in mobile application development. So one is design quality of application is very important part. So you should be able to understand the target audience that for which you are building the mobile application, and the color theme that you are going to use in the mobile application. So these are the things you have to take care of. You have to think about that. For example, if you are designing a mobile application for related to health. So colors should be very subtle. It should not be very loud colors you can use in that in for that domain. So you'll have to take care of that, and these things will be a part of a design quality of application. And coming to the next part, that is usability of application. The application you will be building should be an operational application, so it can be used. Any feature that will be given in the application should be usable. So for example, the buttons you are using in the application should not be very small or very large that it is very difficult to use the application. So all these things should be taken care while building the application. Code quality is something very important as you go forward in this competition, because as ma'am mentioned earlier, that WorldSkills wants to bridge the gap between the industry and uh, the students we have in colleges, and who are going to pursue in their career in industry. So you should be able to understand that the code you are writing should be as per the industry standards, by taking this is not a very difficult thing to do. In code quality, your code should be readable by adding some comments and the names of variables that you are going to use, the method names. So these are something which adds value to your code, and anybody who is going to read your code can understand. And the logic part as well, that the logic that you are using to perform any functionality should be proper. Now coming to the next part, that is SQL query implementation. So while you will be writing the SQL queries, your SQL queries will be judged that if they are correct, if they are providing the correct results or not, or there is a better way. What it is this the best solution for to write this to get the results that we are expecting from an SQL query. And again, for a mobile application development, these are the softwares that are required. WinRAR is required to unzip any zip file. Android Studio version 4.2, Android SDK, Android SDK should be Android, should be compatible with Android version 8.0. API level 26 is that. And you should have the JDK installed in your system, 1.8 or higher. And the browser should be there in your system, Google Chrome it is. Now coming to the next skill, that is IT software solutions for business. So in IT software solutions for business, there will be two parts. One is understanding the problem statement and analyzing that what is the best solution for the problem given in the problem statement. So you should be able to understand and analyze the problem statement, and from that there will be some tasks such as creating the use case diagram. By understanding that this is by understanding the problem, you should be able to provide a use case diagram for the best solution of that particular problem. And then after that, you should be able to build the solution for that particular problem statement. And in state level, we'll be testing you to build an Android application with the dynamic features. So in WorldSkills, yes, there are other domains as well, and other things that gonna be judged little a higher level. But in state level, we have toned down the version and the problem statement. So you will have to analyze the problem statement, build the use case diagram, and then you have to build a user interface for Android application. And then you should be able to add dynamic features by using APIs and other functionalities, and you should be able to perform the database CRUD operations. So these will be there in IT software solutions for business. And talking about the judging parameters, fun and very important is that the requirement understanding. So you should be able to understand the problem, the target audience, and then you should be able to come up with the solution, the best solution you can provide. and in this you'll have to also you will be judged on the application design that you will be submitting. So the design should be as per the target audience, the color themes, the look and feel of the complete application. So that should be very good. And feature implementation is we'll be judging the how you have implemented the features, how correctly you have implemented the features. And then database operations, how you have performed the database operation. So all these things will be there in IT software solution for business. So all the students who are going to participate in this skill should be aware that on 24th August the problem statement will have such task. Now coming to the softwares that will be required. So WinRAR is one, another is tool to draw a use case diagram. So you should have a tool using which you can draw the use case diagram for the given problem. It can be a PowerPoint, it can be Photoshop, or any other tool you want to use to draw. Then Android Studio version 4.2, Android SDK again for which is compatible to Android version 8.0, and that is API level 26, and JDK 1.8 or higher should be there, and Google Chrome browser should be installed and configured in your systems. Now the next is web technologies. So for web technologies, all the students who are participating will have to build an end-to-end website. And the website for example, you have to build a website for WorldSkills Shanghai. So you will have to understand that what is the problem, what actually the organization wants to show in their website. And after understanding that, you will have to give a solution accordingly. And as part of that, for example, in when building a website, the task can be given that you will have to build a landing page, you will have to build a registration form so that users can come and register themselves for a skill competition. And you should have a contact us page, and you should have a header, footer, banner images. You should have a timer on the website. So such tasks will be given in the problem statement, and you'll have to build the complete website by understanding those tasks. And you will be using the tech stack, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, as well as there will be tasks where you will be asked to store the information of user. For example, if you are building the registration form, so if the user registers themselves, then the information should get stored in the database. So you should be able to perform CRUD operations in the application by using PHP, MySQL. And so these are the kind of tasks that will be there in web technologies problem statement. And you will be judged on your understanding the requirement, that how well you have understood that what actually the user wants as per the problem statement. And if you have understood that clearly by knowing that the target audience is of certain age, the target audience is of a certain domain. So for example, if a WorldSkills Kazan, WorldSkills Shanghai website you are building, so it should be motivating, and it should be motivating for the students, and with the age group of 16 to 25. So this is the understanding you should grab from the problem statement after reading it. And website look and feel is will come as per your understanding with the about the problem statement. So the color scheme that you have used, the kind of elements you have used. So if your buttons are not very large, and it should be subtle as per the requirement, and how you have implemented the features. So if your slider is working, if in a website you are given a slider, so if it is working fine, if the countdown timer is given to you, if that is working and implemented properly or not, if the database CRUD operations that are given, so if they are working fine and they are as per the details mentioned in the problem statement. So these things will be evaluated with the quality of code that you are going to write. So these are the very important things that you'll have to take care of. And while reading the problem statement, just take care that you read the instructions very carefully, as in all the skills that you're going to undertake. In that naming so for in instructions, it is very well mentioned that what will be the duration of the complete competition, what is the name, what should be the name of the file that you are going to submit, what all information should be there in the files that you are going to submit as part of solution. So you have to read those things very carefully, as because these are certain things which may deduct your marks in the skill competition. So just take care of that. Now coming to the software part for web technologies, you should have WinRAR, Google Chrome installed and configured in your systems, and code editor, any code editor you can go with. It can be Visual Studio Code, Atom, Notepad++, brackets, or NetBeans as well. And also for performing the database CRUD operations and building the application end to end, you should have the XAMPP or WAMP server installed in your systems. Now coming to the hardware configuration, so these are so for you should have a laptop or desktop with the webcam, inbuilt or external it can be. So you should have a laptop or desktop with a webcam, so that you can attempt this competition without any issues. As well as we are recommending that you should have a 4 GB RAM in your system installed, so that these softwares, as mentioned, should work properly in your systems. And you should have steady internet connection during the time of competition, so that you can download the problem statement easily, you can upload your solutions easily. As well as during the competitions you will be monitored, so your the monitoring should go very well. Now, so this is the introduction of to the skills that are going to take place on 24th of August. You can just take a look to it. And now then I will be moving to describing the steps to attempt the competition.
Thank you, Priyanka. Meanwhile, if you're there on the present slide, I'd like to mention students who have missed mentioning their name in the chat box can drop their name along with their skill name. So it is in our record. So those who have missed writing in the chat box, please do it now before we move forward.
Yes, please.
Please go ahead, Priyanka.
Sure. So now starting with the guidelines to attempt the competition. So first is that you all must have received the email with the heading competition details from admin@Qrencia.com. So if you have not received, then write us down in the chat as mentioned by Ram sir. And also I would request you to check your spam or junk folders once before even saying that you have not received it. So it may lie there. And in as per this email, there will be the information in which skill you have participated, as well as the competition timelines will be there. You'll as you can see on your screen, there will be steps mentioned in this email as well, that how you can attempt the competition. There will be a link to attempt the competition as well as the participation code. So when you will click on the link that will be given in this email, you should be able to see the screen like this, where you can enter your email ID, participation code, and you will have to select the skill in which you have participated. One more thing, that this screen will be only visible during the time of competition only. So this link, when you will click on this link, it will have an inactive message that this link will be active on at the time of competition only if you are trying to access this before or after before the competition. So you'll have to click on this link at the time of competition. So that is 24th of August at 12 p.m. You'll have to click on this link, and you will see such a screen on your and here you'll have to enter the email ID. And email ID is the one on which actually you have received this email, and the participation code, as you can see in the email, there's a participation code that you will have to enter, and the skill in which you have participated. And for the skill information also, you can see that in this competition details email, there is a table, and in the top row there is a skill mentioned. So you'll have to select that skill from the drop down on this screen at the right. So once you fill in those details, you can click on start. And once you click on start button, you will be asked to give certain permissions, as during this competitions you will be monitored. So you will have to give permission to allow the camera access, as well as you'll have to give permission to share the screen. And mind it that you'll have to share the entire screen option. And if you are not if you don't share the screen and you are not giving the permission, so you will not be able to attempt the competition. So once you start the competition, it is a mandatory step to do that. You allow the camera access and you allow the screen sharing for your entire screen. The next step will be, once you give the access and you share the screen, you will be able to see a screen where you can from where you can download the problem statement. And as you can see on this slide, that there is a download button on which you will click, and the problem statement will be downloaded. And problem statement will be a zip file, so you will have to use the software WinRAR to unzip the file, and it will consist of a PDF file which has the complete problem statement, as well as other media files. For example, in Web Technologies, the images will be there. So those images you can find inside that unzipped folder. So read the problem statement very carefully, as the instructions will be clearly mentioned in the problem statement, that how do you have to submit the solution. So the solution that you are going to submit will be a zip file. So the files that you are going to build as part of solution, so you'll have to put all those files in a folder and then zip that folder, and then you'll have to upload the solution. So here, as you can see, there will be an upload option. Once you download, there is a download option, and on the same screen you will have an upload option. So once after you complete the implementation of the problem statement, then you zip the folder having all the files of your solution, and then upload that zip file. And one important thing, that during the competition, you must not close this window from where you actually downloaded the problem statement. You should not do that, and also should not stop sharing your screen. So during the time of competition, that is starting from 12 to 5 p.m., you should your internet should be connected, as well as your window should be open and should be shared. Once you upload the solution, you will get such a message that you have uploaded the solution successfully, and this is how this is how you are going to attempt the complete competition. these steps are also mentioned in the attachment that is given in the competition details emails. So the email that you have received also has an attachment with the PDF file, and you can go through that PDF file to understand again the steps of attempting the competition. Thank you, everyone. So this is all about how you are going to conduct, attempt the competition, as well as what are coming your way on 24th of August in state level competition for the skill cloud computing, ITSSB mobile application development, as well as web technologies. Thank you. Now we can start with the Q&A. So you can write your questions in the chat box, and the respective skill experts will be taking the questions one by one. One question is there that Bharti is asking, the competition timing is 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. So may I start the competition after 12:30 p.m.? Yes, you can start the competition at 12:30 p.m. But not after that. So in between 12 to 12:30, you will have to start attempting the competition. One question is there, cloud computing competition seems to be favoring AWS, other cloud platforms such as GCP or Microsoft Azure. So all these problem statements that will be given are aligned to what WorldSkills ask in international competition. So that's why we'll have to go with the AWS. Next is, can we use framework or libraries for web development? So all the frameworks and libraries such as jQuery and Bootstrap will be given in the test project with the problem statement, which you are going to download, and you will have to use those frameworks and libraries only. No external libraries from outside you can use. Next is, can we use other technology in web technology, like other database instead of SQL? So you will have to use SQL, as it will be with XAMPP server, XAMPP or WAMP server. So that is you'll have to use. No other database we are going to use.
Okay, Priyanka, we have a question from Naman where he's asking whether the credentials for AWS would be given to them. Yes, Naman, we would email the credentials to you 30 minutes before the competition starts. So those credentials would be used for this particular competition. You don't have to create your own credentials. And for all the students who are, all the candidates who are appearing for cloud computing, you would be given IAM user roles, and the access would be controlled by us. And you would only have access to the services that are applicable as part of your problem statement, and the other services would not be accessible to you.
Okay, so all the cloud computing participants will have to keep a check on their emails, that you will be receiving an email from admin@qrencia.com 30 minutes before the competition starts, so around between 11:30 to 12.
Yes, we have one more question from Get 101 Hackathon. Can I use IBM? I think if you are from the cloud computing skill, no, AWS is the only services that we will be using.
Next question is, can we use UI library in the mobile application development? So there will be no external libraries that can be used. We'll be providing every information that will be there with the test project only. No external libraries or themes can be used. So you'll have to build a native application, and as well as there is one more question that can we use Flutter for mobile application development? No, you cannot use Flutter in state level. You will have to build a native Android application, and you will be using Java for it. There's a question. There's any specific setup directory of folder and file before uploading the zip file, or simply upload the zip file? So you'll have to just upload the zip file, and inside that zip file you can have any folder and the files that you want to share. So you will have to read the instruction very carefully for that how you will have to zip the file, zip the solution file.
For all the participants, I want to make a remark here. You will receive the test projects. Those test projects will have instructions as to what tasks you have to perform, how you have to submit your solutions, and what all permittable files and libraries and frameworks you can use. Anything outside that is something you are prohibited to use, and you are not supposed to use that. This is how, because you are preparing yourself for the WorldSkills competition, this is how WorldSkills operate. They will provide you the infrastructure, which they also call it media file or assisting files. You are only supposed to make use of those files. You are not supposed to use things which are outside that domain, be it any framework, be it any libraries or things like that. If there are some permittable files or frameworks, it will also be mentioned inside the test project in the instructions as to these many frameworks or libraries you can use. But beyond that, you should stick to the media files and the frameworks and the libraries which are provided to you in the test projects. Read the instructions very carefully, how you have to submit your solution. The name of the files, the folders, and other related queries will also be addressed in the test projects. So your focus right now should be to understand what is required to develop, how it has to be submitted. All these details you will get to know once you receive the test project. Right. The next question is, participants, whatever information which was told to you today on this orientation webinar around the marking scheme, around the problem statement, around the list of softwares which you will be needing, the idea of telling you that information beforehand was so that your preparation for the competition becomes easier. That's the reason it has been told to you today. So whatever information you have available today, research around it, download things which were told today, practice those things and keep them handy. So information what you have today is the only information you should have and you are required in order to prepare. Rest of the other information around how the files have to be submitted and things like that will be told to you on the day of the competition. So yes, these softwares were told to you so that you can practice on them and do not you are not caught by surprise on the day of the competition in case it is not getting installed and you are facing some technical issues. So please go back for respective skills, work around and do a practice hands-on onto the softwares and the problem statement in the context which was told to you today.
Right, thank you, ma'am. Thank you, everyone. I think we have answered the questions for all the participants.
Thank you, Priyanka. Thank you, everyone, for being part of this workshop. I hope that you are now confident in terms of how to prepare for this competition and how you're going to attempt this competition online. Just a last sort of instruction, which is quite important. While you're attempting the competition, please use your laptop or desktop, which has an camera, which can be an inbuilt camera or an external camera attached to it. Please do not stop sharing your screen while you're attempting the competition. If you do that, you will be disqualified. So these are the two things which you need to take into consideration. So this brings us to the end of the workshop. And I would again like to thank our partners, WorldSkills India, Delhi Skill and Entrepreneurship University, Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, Government of the National Capital Territory of Delhi, National Skill Development Corporation of India, ITITES Sector Skill Council, NASCOM, the competition skill partner, Smalt and Beryl, and technology partner, Qrencia. All the best for the competition. Farewell. Thank you so much, everyone.